It's been 50 years since the War of the Wilds, and still nothing grows on the Kindlelands. The exact day the flora of the world stood up and ravaged the cities of the Graynor Peninsula is lost to the ages. After the Great Fire tore its way from west to east, turning the land barren and fallow, the otherworldly patrons, the guides, and the great cities of the Kindlelands worked together in their own way to bring a kind of peace to a war-torn people. It is a gentle, delicate balance, and something or someone threatens it. Welcome to Another Path. My name is Chase, and I'll be your GM. Today, we find ourselves with each of our heroes individually as they put themselves back together for the next leg of their journey. If you want to support the show, check out our merch store, available at anotherpathpodcast.com, and our Patreon for persistent help for us and rewards to you. On that note, thank you to our backers, Carlin, Kat, and Kim, for their continued support. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy your trip down another path.
Let's jam!
3, 2, 1, let's jam.
There we are. That 90s channel's really getting to you there,
That's
Chase.
some Cowboy Bebop. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I was never a bebopper.
I am not a bebopper, but I fucking love the theme song. It is the least anime opening ever because it's just like American cool jazz. I will send it to you after this.
So, please and thank you.
yeah.
I'd greatly appreciate that.
Okay. All right.
So I got Zafiir all into... Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I always
you
do
do.
that. Every time.
All right.
I have a weird ability to cut you off right as you're about to start.
Go for it, though.
Oh, no, I got everything moved over to D&D Beyond, and I'm kind of loving it.
Oh, that's nice. I did the D&D Beyond back in 4th edition, and I enjoyed it for what it was, but...
Did they have D&D Beyond
they
in
had
4th edition?
something similar. I don't remember exactly what it was called. It might have been called, like, D&D Next or something like that.
Gotcha.
Like, it was kind of the same thing. It had a more DM tools, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, the character builder's fun.
Yeah. Now, I wish I had access to a convenient character builder like that, just because I want to fucking try out some new builds. Zafiir Johnson, Warlock, is led away from his friends at the top of Concetre. As he descends, guards seem to look and peer at him, as if some sort of spectacle. While it's true that the Warlock has done a fair bit with his friends, he didn't expect the noose to hit quite so quickly. As he breaks into the open air of the Tower City proper, several more guards stand at attention on a level, waiting to go down.
Oh, boy.
The solid piece of metal drops gracefully, guided by the mages on all sides. They descend quickly, passing many of the places he thought he would go. The markets, the census office, ground level. I'd like you to make me a history check.
14 plus 2, 16.
You know before the level hits the end of the line exactly where it's going. It was always rumored that beneath Concetre, at its lowest depths, there was a prison. Not one for common thugs, but for mages. Something about its construction, being it the design or the materials, makes it impossible for the magically inclined to tap into their abilities. Due to its unknown shape, most just know it as the Hedron. The bottom of the tower is different than you expected. Rather than a black and empty shadowed abyss, you find yourself amongst shacks and shanties. Well constructed, but certainly the lowest of the low live here. You're quickly escorted to a small hovel near the center. Without a word, a guard opens the door, and you're marched in. The room around you seems to shake and rise. Another level. You descend deeper and deeper, and a chill runs down your spine. You feel cold and alone. Even the patrons inside you seem to grow quieter, more unsure. As you descend, the walls change from the black and gray gradients of the tower to marbled in white and brown. The level lands less gracefully on solid ground, and when your party steps off, is immediately raised again. You're standing in the center of a series of hallways, all made out of that same marbled stone. A plain wooden door opens, and a friendly-looking halfling leans out. "In here, please." He's well-dressed, in gray and dusty blues of the king himself. He wields a fine staff, perfectly sized for him. He leads you into a very small room with a desk. He sits on one side and gestures for you to sit across from him.
I do.
He takes a sip of some mug on the table and smiles. I am Justikar Vin, one of the king's personal investigators. And I'll cut to the quick of it. And he tosses a folded note onto the table, which I am going to send to you in Facebook chat.
Cool. You said Justika?
Justikar.
Justikar. What was the last name? Vin?
Vin. Oh, well, his title is Justikar. His name is Vin.
Oh, it's my card. Oh, no. That's so good, though.
Thank you.
Oh, man.
You know what it is, even before you lean down to open it. The paper is very familiar to you. You open the small 2x3 piece of paper, reading Zafiir Johnson, professional mage smuggler. Now, for what it's worth, Yandi didn't give you up, but her possessions did. Now, before you fly off the handle and make some terrible mistakes, I'll let you know that you aren't in trouble. Due to your current mission, you have a level of diplomatic immunity, and as a show of good faith, I wanted to give you an opportunity to question your accuser. He takes his staff and he taps it on the walls. The room is suddenly filled with a terrible grating. I'd like you to make me a wisdom save.
What is my... Oh, +5. Natural 20.
Natural 20.
+5.
Excellent. Okay. You are able to maintain and you don't take any damage. However, you do wince and close your eyes because the noise is terrible. And when you open your eyes, you see the Justikars wiping blood away from his ears.
Oh, man. He got it too? What the fuck's happening?
You look around and suddenly there's a door behind him where you were almost positive there wasn't a door before. He opens the door, and tied to a chair behind another desk is Yandi. She looks rough, not tortured, but as if she's traveled a very long distance and never got a really good rest. As you can probably guess, this area is unlistenable. No magical devices or anything like that quite work down here, so you two will be entirely alone. Have a good day. And he motions you into the room.
Why, hello there.
Oh. Hello. And the door shuts behind you.
Is there another chair in the room?
Yeah, there's a chair across from her.
Cool. I'll go sit down.
Oh no, they got you too. Oh no, they got you too. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're, Yandi, was it?
Yeah. Still is, as far as I know.
Oh God, how do I want to play this? Chase, you're making me make decisions.
I know.
There's basically two schools of thought here. Shit. I'm just gonna lean into it. Why not? Mm-hmm. So, what happened to you?
Well, after Connor left me, he told me how to get through the mountains. Took me about 3 days getting up and over, but I must have taken a wrong turn somewhere, and then I got. I was had by the fine guardsmen that patrol the mountains, and they bound me and brought me in, and here I've been.
Lovely. And you've been here ever since? Do you know how long ago that happened?
Anywhere between, I don't know, I lost track of the sleeps. Not exactly a whole lot of light down here, so, I can count my meals, I can count sleeping, but it's not as reliable as you'd think, really. After a given amount of time, there's not a whole lot to do but sleep. I've got nothing down here. And she holds out her hand, and you can tell she is doing some sort of complicated movements to try and get some druid craft going, but nothing's happening.
I try to say, hi into her brain. Is my magic also not working? Because, I've got my patron in me.
I was going to say, is that that's a patron ability, right?
It's a patron ability.
Then yeah, that works. How'd you do that down here? Nobody has magic down here.
I, like, hold up my arm and I go, I do.
What's that?
Things have been eventful since we last met.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. So you're getting out of here. Is that right? Is that what I'm hearing? You're getting out of here.
I believe that I have been granted some sort of immunity because of the assignment I am on at the moment. I am not sure quite why they have brought me to you for this reason. But I am glad to know that you are all right, Yandi.
I don't know how much longer I'll be all right, but I'm fine for now. Look, you've got to tell Greenstone that I'm not going to be making it. She was waiting for me, and I know it was only going to be so much time that and I don't want her to blow the cover. We can't risk them all. Look, at this cross street of Sale and Knot, there's this old building I was supposed to meet her at. Supposed to meet her inside somewhere in there. When you can get some time, next time you're in Bulwark, I imagine you're heading there next, just because, I mean, if you're heading south, there's only one place to go south, and that's Bulwark. Get there and let her know I'm not coming so she can get out of town.
Brain, I will. Don't you worry. I will take care of this.
Damn it. Fine. Do what you will. And she winks. And she leans back in the chair and just lets out a defeated sigh. If anybody's listening in, she's laying it on thick.
I'm sorry, my friend. And I'm gonna see if I can do some magic.
Okay.
And I want to cast. She says she's not been able to sleep. Mm-hmm. I want to cast sleep on her if I can.
Okay. Is that a warlock spell?
No, I have it as a bard spell.
You snap your fingers to try and do that, and the spell, however you would cast that, the hum that you would do to put people out, feels weird and off-key to you.
Man, I want to ease her suffering.
Go ahead, roll me an intelligence check.
Okay. Just sort of intelligence in general?
Arcana.
Arcana, cool.
Does Zafiir know the rules of D&D check?
Oh, I love it. 19 plus 4, 23.
You know from some past experience that you can actually cast, if you know the spell, you can use warlock levels to cast it.
Oh, yeah. Cool. I'll just do that.
You try to do it the bard way, and it just fails miserably. And so you kind of wiggle your fingers on the arm of the deep. And
with my goth kid
your goth kid ring. And go ahead, and that's based on hit die, isn't it? Or based on HP. So go ahead and roll the D10s required to do that at whatever your warlock level is.
Yeah, so that would be at a level 3. How do you work? Oh, I roll 5d8.
Yeah, roll 5d8.
Well, I'm going to roll... Oh, man. I'm going to roll 9d8.
Okay.
Because it's at a level 3 spell slot.
Sure.
So that's 7, 10, 17, 23. That's 4.
Okay.
3, 25, 29, and that's 31.
And she passes out.
Oh, okay, cool.
She nods off, and you stand up to leave, and as you're about to get to the door, it flies open before you. And the Justicar is standing there. Huh. Didn't think she was that tired.
Well, perhaps you should treat your prisoners a little better. Maybe they won't just, lose consciousness in the middle of a conversation.
How rude of her. I'll remind her of her manners later.
Thank you.
Very well, then come with me. And he leads you back to the center area where you first came in, and you're looking around, and this place is incredibly disorienting. The Hedron clearly was designed to in every way confuse the people that were in it. Just with the white and brown marbling, it all kind of camouflages in together. It's really hard to get a sense of how big this place could be even. And he slams his little staff on the ground again, and the level that you rode down on comes in, and then just like last time, those last couple of feet go a little less gracefully, if it's hard for people to hold on to a magical item as it's falling, those last couple of feet. The two of you step on, and you're being raised up. The Justicar is quiet, doesn't have a whole lot to say, but seems to be in good spirits.
So, have a fun weekend planned?
Oh, well, I gotta be heading back to Bulwark soon. I know you do as well. I have a feeling we'll be seeing a bit more of each other now.
Oh, goody.
Well, you did break the law in a pretty big way. And while...
Anyone can fake a handwritten business card.
That's true.
It could just be slander, for all you know.
Another reason we're not actually going through with anything. However, the king does feel it is prudent for him to keep a closer eye on you. So that's going to be my happy duty. And I've read up on the case. The whole situation's very fascinating. Really, I'm looking forward to seeing what the records are going to state after today, for sure.
That I've saved this country's ass. Yes, I genuinely hope so.
Well, there's that, and there's... Well, I'm sure we'll hear about it in the days to come. Oh, looks like we're here. And as he says that, it does, the level finds its level, and you're back in the shanty, and he opens the door for you. Well, I do hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll be seeing you soon then.
You as well. This wicked warlock is going to go off and save your ass some more. Have a good one.
I'm looking forward to it. A wink.
And I was strut away.
You and Jackson are standing in Colonel Coppersot's office. Zafiir has just left. They needed him for something elsewhere in the tower. You'll catch up with him later, but you've kind of got the night to yourself right now.
Okay. Mordecai's still kind of... I don't know. It's been a while since the Wanderer happened. He's kind of reacclimating.
Sure.
Especially because the Wanderer and he get along very well innately. Mm-hmm. And Mordecai's first impression of the General is kind of whack.
Yeah.
And, of course, everything else that has just happened.
Of course.
I guess I'm going to go track down Dad first. Go try and find Pops.
He's actually up there in the office with you.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. He is leaning up against the Colonel's desk, just kind of appraising you and checking out your sick tats.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like giving it the once-over.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of like look to him, I guess, and go, You wanna go take a walk?
I do. I really do. General Jackson, if you'll excuse us, please. Y'all catch up later.
Yeah. I wanna get outside the city. I wanna head outside the walls and just like not terribly far, like not city's still in eyesight kind of thing, but
oh yeah.
Wanna like just kind of get out away from the civilization for a little bit.
So you express this idea to your father, and he nods and points the way, and he leads you down and out of the city. It's been a long day for you, but the day is still young, because you were up all night the night before.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So it's about noon at this point. Sunlight is streaming down, and your dad leads you through that main courtyard area where there's the scatterings of businesses, and through the back gates where you came in and out to go to ground. Rather than down the big road that leads out of the city, he leads you up a small hunting path. There's not a whole lot to hunt up here anymore.
Right.
But there is a small trail where, people can hunt for, like, gophers and ground critters, mostly.
Sure, yeah.
You start walking, and it takes about maybe an hour or so, and you're away from the city. It's quiet out here again, which is really nice, especially after the hustle and bustle of Concetre. And he has you looking out, and you've got a really good view of pretty much the entire continent, as far as you know. To the north, you have the road, the singular road and plains that lead up to Despera, really the heartbeat of the entire northern part of the peninsula. Mm-hmm. Down to the south, it is much, much more devastated.
Yeah.
Just because that is where, even before the burnings, the northern part of the continent was pretty sparse vis-a-vis vegetation. To the south, it was a different story. That was where agriculture thrived.
Right.
And you can still see the scars from the Great Burning that happened all those years ago.
I'm getting a very Breath of the Wild vibe of just being up on one of those towers and being able to, like, just see for the entirety of our little map. Like,
excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Then my goal has been achieved. Huzzah.
I'll probably set us down, like, angled so that we're actually sort of facing Bulwark. It's probably not a sheer cliff, but I'll probably take a seat and just kind of have my feet kind of dangling over the precipice of this path. Just kind of looking toward home, really.
As you start sitting down and making camp, he reaches into a small leather bag at his side, and he pulls out some thick and hearty bread, and he passes you a wineskin.
Cheers.
And you?
I'll take a, munch a little bit. Mm-hmm. Kind of in the middle of the silence, I think Mordecai just kind of awkwardly breaks it and just, am I the only one who knows?
No, not quite. Leth and Kella both know. Kerut knew. And Rami knows.
I'm not sure what I wanted that answer to be, but I don't think it was that. Did they just find out on their own? Did you tell them?
Well, Leth and Kella both went the whole druid route, so,
right.
from birth, or not from birth, but, from a couple of years ago, when
right.
Your mother told them then. Kerut was always my right hand out in the wilds, and, it kind of was neat to know you only had just started going with us. Same with Benjen. Rami accidentally found out. She was working in a records office and stumbled upon the information. Yeah, that was not a great night, I'll tell you.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah, she was always strong-willed. Last thing she needed was a reason for it, but here we are. Your mother mostly heads afield that one, so I guess it's fair that you find out this way. Fair to me, at least.
Yeah.
Not to you. I am sorry that you found out this way. This sucks.
I'm sure you are. God,
It was easier not to tell you. And I recognize that that's a shitty reason.
Yeah, Dad. It really is.
Well, let me ask you this. When should I have told you?
I don't know, from the get-go? Family history?
You were...
Look, I understand that there's... You didn't have to tell the world. But you could have told your kids.
Yeah, we could have. And we should have. I recognize that.
God. Well, hey, because, like, the more I'm thinking about it, this barely changes anything except for the fact that you lied to us. That's the biggest takeaway I'm getting from this. I don't give a shit where we're from. we spent, like, as far as I can remember back, it's been you and Mom and the lot of us trying to fight for our stake here, to prove that we're valuable and loyal and that we're not like that side. And I get you turned your colors, that's fine. That's not what... We've been fighting for something and I didn't even know we were... didn't have the end goal. Like, what does this all mean now? Do we need to like... And Mordecai's just kind of, like, actually, it's getting up and is now, like, processing things and is pacing around a little bit and just... Mm-hmm. I don't want to hide this.
We already have to fight hard enough just for being who we were born as. The last thing I want you to have to do is to fight harder because of where I was born. That's why we didn't tell you. That's why we haven't told anybody. There are so few people that know, son. So few people. It's pretty much the king, the rest of the council.
Makes sense.
And a handful of, commanding officers, including Colonel Coppersot.
Great.
She's a commanding officer,
yeah. I know, I get it. God. This is weird.
Yeah, it is.
How much more families out there?
Well, had a sister. Not terribly sure what happened to her. I do mean to ask Cenas about it. Mm-hmm. And, Cenas had just taken a wife before I left. So he may have some kids over there, too. Cousins.
Yeah.
Your mother had a brother. But, she was the second born of her family, so who the hell knows?
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. And I will disclaim this with, you've proven to me your entire life that you're fighting for this side. Mm-hmm. So it's not what I'm calling into question. I'm genuinely curious, like, how did this all break bad? What got you and Mom to leave? Was that sentiment something big over there? Was that how much of a divergent faction exists on that side of the wall?
In the major cities, it's not that different from over here. It's harsh, but people get by. People have their own ways of getting by, but at least when I left, things were changing. The religious factions were taking a stronger and stronger hold, and even beginning to tear apart the bigger cities. Small cults were gaining powers and spreading things throughout the bigger cities. Violent factions following the Lords of the Forest. It was rough, and as someone who, frankly, was never terribly religious, I didn't like it. And then a local faction, Tamavo, instituted a policy where the firstborn of any couple had to be turned over to them.
Oh.
They were strong, and they were powerful, and almost everybody in the area was already under their sway, except for us. So we faked our deaths. We ran out into the forest in the middle of the night, and your mother wrecked up some of her clothes, and I threw the family sword in a puddle, and we ran. And we ran. We knew about a patrol that made its way through, and we turned ourselves in. And we turned coat, and I altered myself in certain ways, and became Mr. Willow.
Oh, man. there's just a little shred of me, because I know you so well, that can almost believe that's all a story. Almost. That's wild.
It's rough over there.
Yeah. No, I've been there.
You've never been to Lee, or at least... Hell, I've barely been to Lee at this point.
Is that a city?
It's in the heart of the forest, or at least as far as this part of the world is concerned. As far as I know, the forest continues forever.
Wow.
No one's ever made it all the way to the end and back. At least, not in a very long, long time. Nobody's tried.
You say that you were never very devout.
No.
How was it... I gotta take another swig of the wineskin. How was it Mavo was able to grab hold of you?
When I was very, very young, I was an initiate. I never said I was very good about it. You know me. I'm not terribly studious.
No.
I'm sneaky. I am deceptive. All fine traits for a spy, terrible traits for a cleric. Especially for a cleric of a god that deals in family and bravery. I was drummed out fairly young, but I had the initial makings all in me, and sometimes into this day it sticks around. Not all the teachings are bad. Family and bravery, that's shifters through and through.
Right. I take a seat next to him again. Just kind of gazing out on the horizon, just kind of raise up the wineskin. K-Root.
K-Root.
He was a good kid.
Yeah.
Hey, Wanderer, General, how you guys hanging in up there?
We're doing well enough. It has been some time since we've shared a space like this.
Yeah, I can imagine. Just hadn't talked to you yet. Just kind of, caught a glance at my arms. Wanted to check in.
I'm settling in well. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, want to chat with you later, but we can sit on that for now. I got a lot of... God, I've got my dance card's a little full at the moment.
I don't know, I have a very busy schedule for the rest of the day. I'll have to squeeze you in between napping and sitting around.
I know that wasn't supposed to be funny, but it really was.
He has a sense of humor when he wants to. Shut up, brother.
Hey, General.
Yes.
Sorry to bug you again. What can you do for me, if you will? Wanderer gave me cool, fire and, powers and stuff. What you got?
Well, you may remember my world as one of cold and calculation.
Yeah, it was a little twisted.
Yeah, right?
God damn it.
So, when you use a physical weapon in your world, it will be imbued with my chill to the tune of 1d4 damage.
Hey, fire and ice, baby.
It's like it was a plan or something.
Whoa. All right. And I think that Mordecai is aloof enough that he's having this one-sided conversation out loud in front of Dad.
Oh, yeah, he gets it.
Yeah. I was kind of... Oh, hey, sorry.
It's all right. I
get it. I do.
Yeah. Dad and I probably polish off this wineskin. I might do just a little bit of... he's probably doing his idle fidget, spinning a little mote of flame around his hand throughout all of this, and is just probably set to go back soon.
Okay. Real quick, I want you to roll me a Constitution check.
Just check.
Saving throw.
Damn, that's going to be a 24.
Excellent. Okay, so yeah, you do not pass out because you are very tired and drinking.
Fair. I do kind of the last note of this conversation, I think. I do want to say one thing is I want to tell the others.
Okay.
I want to tell Mako, I want to tell Kara and Nikolai. I think we all need to know this. At this point, more than half the family knows.
Fair enough.
At this point, it seems shitty to keep them in the dark.
Fine.
And none of us have, turned coat on you guys. So I think your odds are pretty good. You might
be worried about you turning coat. Honestly, it was just a situation of you know, at what point do we tell you and at what point is it too late?
Yeah.
But You're right. Next time I see each of them, I will tell them. I will tell your mother that we should do the same.
Yeah. I want to talk to her about all this, too.
I'm certain she'll be waiting for you when you get to Bulwark.
Fair. Yeah. That is our next stop, isn't it?
It is. It's a long trip, though.
Yeah. That's all right. We'll be fine. Back to town?
Yeah. Let's go.
All right.
And you walk back. It is another quiet walk. Nothing is really lurking this close to the city that could be any real danger. You get back to town, and at this point, it's pushing 3 o'clock now. You were out there for a while, and it took a while to actually do the walk itself.
Yeah.
Even though getting back was a bit easier. But it is 3 o'clock, and your dad nods to you and indicates that he's going to go off to bed.
Cool. I think, if you'll allow it, I want to go find Cenas.
Okay. I will allow you to try. It is going to be based on checks.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay. Where would you start looking?
We brought him back, so I know where probably he's being kept. Tower dungeon, I'm imagining.
You saw him being led down where you went up, so down from the ground floor.
Sure.
You don't know how far down he went.
Ah, sweet. All right. Well, I'm gonna just start heading down.
Okay.
I'm gonna try just a direct approach until that fails me.
Okay. So you start heading down. The actual city, most of it is above. There is some city structures down below, but it mostly becomes essentially residential slums the further down you go. You stop just before you leave all of the municipal parts, where essentially the bottom 3 floors, and you can see the bottom of the tower at this point, is just all shanties and houses and stuff like that. So you are on the 4th to bottom floor, wandering around, and you're seeing a lot of city buildings. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
12.
Okay. You are able to find the last bastion of a military district, and it's mostly a requisitions office, but that's about all you're seeing.
I will approach
that
area.
Okay.
Anyone on duty there that I can flag down?
Oh yeah, plenty.
I'll just kind of wave casually and approach.
Okay. What are you wearing right now?
Probably just my standard garb. I'm not wearing any armor. I'm just in sort of my stuff decked out with various animal accoutrement.
Okay.
Refer Maddie art too.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. A human is who you flag down, and he looks up at you. What can I do for you, Shifter?
Howdy. Recently was brought in a prisoner that was going to be kept under watch. One of my kin. I was wondering if you could point me in the direction of where he's being held. I have some words for him.
Mm-hmm. Well, something like that's kind of privileged information. Why should I be telling you any of that?
Because I'm the one that brought him in, per the colonel's orders.
Got any ID?
I just display my arms. Oh wait, he wouldn't know that. That would mean nothing to him.
Nope.
Strike that. Oh god, I am my ID. What?
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that's kind of it. I don't really have any shit on me.
Roll an intelligence check at advantage because it's you.
Double threes, so 3.
Okay.
I just kind of like pat my pockets and just like, no.
Roll me a flat d20.
14.
You pat a pocket and you find your druid paperwork.
Oh, that'll do. Oh, right. This stuff's so pointless. I forgot about it. And I just hold it up.
And he takes it from you.
Mordecai Bulwark, apparently certified druid. Met with the colonel today.
He hands it back to you. Come with
My
me.
dad's a captain. Okay.
Bulwark's a common name. Can't be too careful now.
Fair enough. Little
right.
racist, but fair enough.
To be fair, so Bulwark is like literally the common name of Bulwark.
Oh, fine.
That's literally what it means.
Okay. I rescind the comment. I'm sure he's a fine gentleman.
He's a little racist. So he leads you back to the requisitions office, and he sends note up. And it takes a while to hear back. You're talking like an hour before you get any sort of indication. However, eventually he does come back up to you. It's like, all right, you've been cleared for a supervised visit with the prisoner.
Supervised.
As in, we'll be watching you.
Anyway, we cannot have that happen. I'm not gonna kill him. Take my weapons. I don't give a shit. I just need to talk to him with...
Your kind don't need weapons to kill.
I'll give him my necklace. I'll say, without this, I can't cast any sort of druid magic.
Persuasion check.
Ooh. -1. 15.
Natural 1!
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Come on.
So I will give him my... I'll disarm.
Okay.
Great Axe, Morning Star, and the druid necklace.
Okay. He takes you down further. Yeah. He asks you to leave your weapons at the requisitions office. He puts them in a locker, and he gives you the ticket for it.
Sweet.
And the two of you descend. Roll me a quick perception check.
10.
Excellent. And roll me a quick history check.
History 8.
Okay. You have heard rumors of a prison far below Concetre, and it is a wizard prison, essentially.
Oh, goody.
You go into the actual slums itself on the very base of the tower, and it is pretty gross down here. This is where all the water collects, so it's always a little damp and moist, and everything's just kind of dirty. And you're walking through very, very narrow streets until you reach a certain house. And again, another shanty doesn't stand out at all weird from anything. The guard knocks on the door and shares a couple of quick whispered words, and suddenly the door opens. Before you see anything and could say anything, you are essentially pushed into the room. And when the door shuts behind you, you feel the floor beneath you shake and start to descend. It's another one of the levels, and you are going into the earth. And as the ground rises above you, the walls around you start to change. The dirt and black obsidian of the tower slowly starts to shift into white and brown marble, and you're going in. You start to feel the level losing a little bit of its stability and starts falling faster and faster. You hit the ground safely, but maybe a little less elegantly than you otherwise would have.
No, that's cool. We're fine. I'm calm, collected, freaking out internally.
You find yourself in a nexus all made out of this white and brown marble. It would be beautiful if you could actually make out any shapes of hallways or anything like that. The way that the marbling is done, it is really hard to pick out, where exactly a wall begins and the floor ends.
Sure.
And you are taken in. The guard looks over his shoulder at you, just kind of wincing. First time to the Hedron, then.
Yep. Heard tale. But this is, whew, boy.
Yeah, it's not great.
No.
And he walks you down the hall. You walk for a little ways, and you do start to see some shapes peeking out. Doors, particularly doors down here, are made of wood. But everything else is the same marbled texture. Mm-hmm. And he leaves you stand in a hallway for a moment and says, "Don't leave. We might not be able to find you."
Noted.
And shuts the door behind him. It takes about 5 minutes. He peeks back out and is like, "Okay, now seriously, you're gonna want to run. Don't run." And he shuts the door behind him, and you start to hear a terrible, awful grinding noise. I would like you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, no. That's a natural 20.
Excellent. Okay. This is a grinding noise that fills your very soul. Mm-hmm. It's awful. The patrons are even, you can feel them just kind of, shuddering, or whatever they can do, shuddering, in their current state. And then it all stops, and the door opens. And you see the guard again, and he's wiping blood away from his nose. "All right. Come on in."
You good?
"I'm fine. Come on."
Okay.
And he nods you into the room. And you're in kind of a small antechamber waiting room type situation. Yeah. There's a table and 2 chairs on either side of it. He gestures for you to sit down, and then he goes to another door on the other wall, opens it up, and leads out Cenas. And he doesn't look much worse for wear than when you left him a couple of hours ago. The family resemblance is not nothing, to the point where even the guard is able to kind of pick something out there. Mm-hmm, but too professional to ask anything, he leaves.
All right.
And he says, "You got 10 minutes.
That's all I'll need, thanks."
Yep. And he shuts the door behind him.
What's up, uncle?
"Yes. Nephew. What's your name?"
Mordecai.
"It's a good name."
Thanks. Let's have a chat.
Let's. I can't imagine I'll be getting many more visitors down here, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, no, this place looks like shit for you.
Yeah, this is awful. And you can actually see on him, he does have a little trickle of blood going down his lip as well.
Mm-hmm. You're from that side? My dad's your brother. Faked his death.
Apparently.
Ran away.
Dick.
After seeing what y'all are up to, though, can't say I blame him.
To each their own. Mavo is all-powerful. I am not all-powerful. I am the one that failed in this situation.
Tell me about Mavo.
He is the lord of the pack. He is the lord of our pack. He is our people, incarnate as a god.
What does he want? What do the lords of the forest want?
Now, they all want different things. Asking what the lords of the forest want is like asking what nature wants. Mavo wants all of our people to be reunited. He wants us to be a pack again. He wants us to be a family, Mordecai.
So you're telling me, Lords of the Forest and all of you folks on the other side of the wall, you have this infinite forest at your beck and call, at your disposal to live and die in, and this crummy little peninsula is all that you want? That just doesn't make sense to me. You're telling me that a few hundred, maybe 1,000 shifters is worth all this to you? Dear God?
I'll not say that the Lords of the Forest don't have another agenda going on. That would be foolhardy and foolish. But I know what I am told to do, and I do it.
That is so short-sighted.
Well, until recently, it was working out pretty damn well for me.
Everything that I've picked up, and just the very cursory bump into your groups like yours, is that you just want to cause mayhem and destruction.
What other groups like ours? As far as I knew, we were the only group that had crossed the wall in probably 10 years, minimum.
I'll tell you what. Quid pro quo.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you if you answer me one question. No lies, no bullshit.
Sure. Sounds reasonable. It's not like I have much room to argue.
What do the Lords of the Forest want with the patrons?
I have no earthly idea what you're talking about.
I said don't lie to me.
I'm not. I know you all have your special warlock patrons that bend the knee to your man-king, but I have no idea why we would want anything to do with them.
Fair enough.
Mavo's not involved with that if somebody does.
Fair enough. Yeah, we bumped into a cult from worshipping Yarrow.
Fuck them.
You don't get along with the Reaping Lords, lackeys?
The pack moves. The Reaper stays.
So you all don't get along over there either. You're no better than us.
We have our differences. We typically just leave each other alone. I don't get them, but we don't, go to war or anything like that. He's got a ton of weird little sects, but then again, so do all the lords, so... What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Cenas, I want to give you an offer.
Okay.
Let's not mince words, you fucked up.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
You got in a little bit over your head.
Mm-hmm.
But, as my father and your God are so eager to preach, family is everything. What would it take for you to turn coat? What would it take for you to take what you know and put it in the hands of our soldiers, our spies? Because otherwise, I think you're spending a lifetime down here, and a very short lifetime at that. The agony I can only sort of imagine they do to people down here. Hell, half the people in the army only think this place is a rumor, and the other half don't think it exists at all. You're never going to see daylight again, dude. But if you turn coat, my mother's the Archdruid. I've got pull.
Leia's the Archdruid. Huh. Good for her. Alright then. You make an interesting offer. I would need 3 things.
I'm listening.
I would need a safe place to go. I would need to be reunited with my family. Here. I would need to be permitted to continuing worshipping my lord.
That one's going to be a tough sell.
You don't enlist in his service for as long as I have, and not pick up a few principles along the way.
Safe place, I shouldn't see a problem for that. Getting your family over here will be difficult, but not impossible.
No, I just your family. I want to rejoin my brother's family.
Oh, yeah, that'll work. I can't say you won't be ostracized a little bit, but...
Your mother and father seem to have done well enough.
Yeah, sure have. Worshipping Mavo, though. After all this, and you're still gonna lick his heels.
There's plenty of heel licking going on here, at least my god's present.
I know I don't have my focus, but I do have a couple patrons in me.
You do?
If I can conjure up just a small gout of fire into my hand, I'm gonna try.
What do you cast with?
Wisdom.
Go ahead and roll me a wisdom check.
That'll be a 13.
His eyes go wide.
How can you do that down here? Nothing works down here.
I'll put it out. Yeah, they're not present at all. You underestimate us.
Perhaps.
I can probably push that other two, but you're asking to worship one of the beings that we are at war with. I'm not saying you can't do your little private meditations to yourself, but that's where it's going to have to start and stop.
It won't. I know me too well.
Well then, it's a shame. Wish we could have done more. And I get up and turn to leave.
Goodbye, nephew.
Yeah, dying of fire.
Not likely down here, it's all stone.
And I will just... my aim is to kind of blast a little bit of fire at him, but have it fizzle out like 3/4 of the way through.
Okay, you're gonna have to go ahead and roll another wisdom check.
That'll be a 19.
Okay. You get a good gout going. Hold on, let me check something here. You get a good gout going, and it fizzles out just as the door opens behind you. The guard comes in.
Ready to go, then?
Yeah. And, I gotta say, he was really hostile. You're gonna want to up your security on him. You know, restraints, 1 meal a day, that kind of thing.
Oh. You think he gets a full meal a day?
And he leads you away. You go back up the same level that you came down in. It starts off very shaky, as if people who cast magic are trying to reach magic into a place that magic should not be able to go.
Sure.
And it levels out as you reach the top, and you are walked out the door. It's getting to be about 5 o'clock in the evening. The chill from outside, that early autumn chill that you felt a while back, is now turning into the full autumn chill, not unlike we are experiencing here in real life.
Just leaving this, I'm, you know, I have my airs on. I'm all like, yeah, fuck that dude, and I'm all just smiles and lollipops, and I go to wherever I get to reclaim my gear, and just like, you know, big champ all the way, and like I'll exit wherever they guide me out of. I'll take just like 2 blocks in a random direction, and I just plop down in whatever muddy alleyway is down here, and just sigh. God damn it. And I'll conjure a little bit of fire in the wanderer side hand, and then try to conjure just a little bit of like frost in my other hand.
Your hand gets colder, but not to the point where you're incurring a layer of frost or anything like that.
Damn it. And to no one in particular, he just kind of talks and just... really thought that was gonna work. Damn it. Just kind of sitting there back against a wall, hands kind of extended out in front of me, a little bit of fire, a little bit of frost. And Mordecai will take out a piece of parchment and start penning a letter to Mom. Just kind of talking. Nothing in particular. Telling her everything that's happened, and telling her about this scene, about trying to recruit him and trying to turn this, but I failed. And that legitimately upsets him, I think, that he failed that. And I'll pull out the tiny pony, but it has not been a week since I actually was smart and wrote down the last time I used him. Her, excuse me. And I'll just 3 more days. And I think that the camera zooms out into the sky.
So I do have to say I hate this.
This setup?
This setup. Well, because I'm looking at you.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have never. The only time I've run you in person was at the Christmas extravaganza.
Yeah, New Year's.
New Year's
Yes.
extravaganza, and that was, like an all-day thing, and there was a full table. But in case you can't tell from the audio quality at this point, there we go. That's so much better. Thank you, Ryan. It's holding a binder in front of his face.
Well, now I've got. Hold on.
Nope.
Well, no.
Nope. No, I'm just gonna have to hate it. It's fine.
We could.
It's fine, Ryan. So, no, in case you can't very obviously tell from the change in audio quality from the previous 2 segments, this is not our normal audio setup.
Nope.
Neither of us are in our normal home offices. We are actually in Ryan's office at the scenic Bowling Green High School.
Scenic.
Because somebody got himself into a double tech week and we needed to record.
It wasn't me.
It was you.
It was me.
It was you.
Me.
You're very sleepy. You're very sleepy, very tired.
This might be the most tired I've ever been, and I'm a dad.
Yeah. Now you're a recent dad.
A recent dad.
The recent daddening.
Yes.
But it is the kind of circumstance that we are in presently that this is how we're going to be recording this one. And I'm going to put something on the Facebook page about recording next week.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure that out.
I think it's hilarious that we're doing everything we can to avoid eye contact.
It's a thing.
It's
now,
hilarious.
For what it's worth, I am actually pulling something up that I need because I did get a letter from Christina. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
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 So, getting things pulled up. There we go. Perfect.
Are you going to read it, or do you...
I'll read it, and that's going to be backer content. Hey, if y'all want to hear me be Addy for a little bit... if you are not already a backer, back our Patreon at any level, and that will come out with this episode.
I haven't. Where is it? There it is.
There it is.
There it is. It's all the way down here. I haven't done this voice in a hot second.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson,
you are standing in Colonel Coppersot's office. It is early afternoon. Mordecai has just claimed the general, and pretty quickly, your other 2 companions have kind of gone their own way. Zafiir has been led away by guards for something that's probably fine.
It's fine.
Mordecai and Salix have wandered off to have some father-son times.
I'm sure nothing awful will happen in either of those character plots.
Not at all.
I'm good out here.
So you are kind of left to your own devices. You are standing you're standing in the noonday sun as it cascades into Coppersot's office. This room is actually very nice now that you can actually see a little bit better. It's not candlelit anymore. You've got spy glasses surrounding so that she can get a 360 view of the continent, essentially. And it's a really nice, clear day outside. She is standing at attention, kind of appraising you. Is there anything else I can be doing for you?
Probably.
She arcs an eyebrow.
Well, we are leaving, and it's a couple days to Bulwark.
It's about 3 weeks to Bulwark.
Well, there's that too. At least there's no mountains this time.
Well, there's just getting down the one, and it's much easier down than up.
Yes, and if we do it wrong, it'll go much quicker.
True, and you'll also be dead. So, less things for you to worry about, I suppose.
It's true. Then somebody else can take up this fool's quest.
I actually don't know what happens if you die with this going on.
Me either. We are very well informed.
Me either. That's Gaia in the back of your head.
Oh. Hi. I forgot you were here. Kind of.
I'm always with you, Jackson.
Yeah.
I always have been.
I'm okay. Colonel, I'd like to go find some supplies and stuff, and we don't exactly have funding.
I understand. I suppose we can... Yeah, we'll certainly stock the wagon with whatever rudimentary supplies we need. Is there anything specific you were looking for?
Well, you see, I'm pretty good at not getting hit.
Mm-hmm.
And I can then continually take a beating. It's my job.
It's why you're paid the medium bucks, if you were being paid any bucks at all. Well, I mean, at the end of this, I suppose you'll be getting paid, but presently, correct. Yes, go on.
Zafiir is really, I believe the technical term is squishy.
Yes. Yes, he is one of the squishy boys.
Yes. I remember, hearing about, rings and earrings that you could wear that made you harder to, be caught up in the middle of the fight, and I'm looking for one of those for him. Mm-hmm. But it's a surprise. They don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's like, you see, we're kind of a family now,
and
this means I've missed several birthdays.
she laughs. I think I might be able to find something. It might not be the top tier quality things, just because I'm going to have to find them on short notice, and they're going to be requisitions quality, so it will be what it will be. But I think I should be able to find something for you.
Anything helps. And then Mordecai is really digging into this whole druid aspect of himself, which is good because, it's helpful.
Make an insight check. Here, I've got a dice roller.
Okay, just roll a d20.
Yeah.
And then where's my insight?
This is what happens when you record in an office.
Yeah. Poorly. Insight check. Oh, I'm proficient in that. That's great. So that will be an 11.
Oh, Copperstock's not super keen on druids.
No.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But he is, really, he's trying to make connections with all of these different animals and beasts we meet so that he can better understand how to become them. Mm-hmm. So anything that would help him be able to better communicate with these animals and such.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big softy, really.
Very well. And she scribbles a note, and she flips open a little compartment on her desk, and she takes out looks like a glass tube, and she puts the note in, closes it up, and puts it back in, and you hear a...
Pneumatics are great.
Pneumatics are great. Very well. They will be sent to your lodgings at the inn. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Well, I'm going to go down to the bodega downstairs here in a second.
Mm-hmm.
We need some munchies.
Very well. Once you have your group gathered together, I do believe there's a little general store type thing at the inn there. It might be worth for you all to stop there, see if there's anything to entertain yourselves on the road out as well.
Sounds good.
But we'll do that in the next proper episode.
I don't know what you mean.
Neither do I. Go on. Leave my office.
Before I do...
Leave! No, kidding.
Before I leave, could I ask a favor?
Suppose you already have, so keep going.
Could, so all of these spy glasses over here, you can see pretty much everything?
I can see a fair bit.
Which one's Planeswatch?
And she points. That one over there. It's one of the further towns, so it's kind of hard to get a good look at it. But you can take a peek.
Thank you. Thank you. There it is. Thank you. I go over and check in on home.
Okay. I will go ahead. Roll me an investigation check. You rolled poorly.
Rolled poorly. That's a 4.
-1. You can see an outline of what might be a city. Hours later, Colonel Coppersot will go over to the spyglass and see that you were looking out into the middle of the ocean.
I'm glad she's not on fire. Good to know that our good work has had an effect.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've been on this journey for about a month.
Yeah, just give or take.
Month, give or take. It's been a very long month.
It has.
What are you going to do with the prisoners?
They've been taken to, well, I should say, the one known as Cenis has been taken into special handling due to his arcane and, well, more divine, I suppose, abilities. He is being held in a special location. The other one will be questioned and, depending on the validity of their information, dealt with.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cetus is, he's a special case, that one.
Yes, he is.
Hopefully, y'all can get some good information out of him. We did a lot to keep him alive.
Here's hoping he cooperates.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna go now.
Please do. I have a lot of work to do today.
Oh, probably. Jackson snaps to attention and salutes.
She returns your salute.
And walks out the door.
And the door locks behind you.
Very, very quickly.
And what's your passive perception, out of curiosity?
14.
14, you do hear an exasperated sigh as the lock clicks shut. And you have the day to yourself. You catch a level down, and as you're heading down, as you are wont to do from time to time, you do check your magical paper. And you see that Addie has written back to you.
Dear Jackson, I'm glad to hear that Plains Watch is restored. I don't know what I'd do if something happened to Loretta. I hope that you're okay with the change into being an elf, though it must feel really weird being a different race at all. Not that I think of you any differently, elves are great. I'm sure you make a handsome elf. I think the pointy ears have something to do with wind resistance and catching sound better or something like that. I'm not sure. I'll look it up for you. Also, I sleep the same way as humans do, so... I had something commissioned for you. Since you're headed to Bulwark, I'll have it sent ahead to you there. It should be at the Mages Guild for you to pick up by the time you reach the city. Hopefully, it will keep you just a little safer while you're doing your dangerous work. I'll keep an eye out and be extra careful. I learned a few new spells, so if something comes up, I'll be able to handle it. Don't worry about me. I really miss you. XOXO, Addie.
You read it over 3 or 4 times by the time your level reaches the ground floor. That main level is pre-show to the market district. Lots of smaller stores are here, including the bodega. There is a cat sitting curled up on one of the shelves, and this is really weird. A tabaxi is actually running it.
Well, hello.
Hello. How are you doing today?
Very well. I need supplies.
Fair thing, brother. Come on in. What kind of supplies are you needing?
I need 3 very specific things.
Okay, happy to help.
I need 1, a 6er of Crimson Bovine.
You are holding up a finger. The tabaxi joins you in holding up a finger.
2, cinnamon flavored hardtack.
Joins you in holding up the second finger.
I'm running low. It's a personal favor.
Fair enough.
3, whatever the equivalent is to fantasy Doritos.
Hadif does not judge. And he sets about wandering around the bodega. He scratches the cat on the ears as he walks by, and he starts pulling some things off the shelf. Do you have a preference of flavor for your fantasy Doritos?
Well, preferably not the red ones, because the little crumbs and dust gets everywhere, and that's not great.
Absolutely, nobody wants to be dirty on the road.
Yeah, well, this isn't for the road, this is for... Well, whenever the next time we get bored.
Whatever, man.
And I pat my pocket where the drug bugs are.
Alright, I'm gonna be rolling, let's see here, a perception check, or an insight check. Natural 20. I completely understand, friend. Hadif knows well. Let me see here. Making an offering to the old seer, I get it. Let's take a look here. My personal favorite is the sweet heat chili ones.
That sounds delightful.
Excellent. They'll really wake you up and kind of keep the effect going. He pulls down a purple bag, and the Sixer of Crimson Bovine, and the Cinnamon Hardtack. He does have to go into the back for that. There's not a whole lot there. You can buy some normal hardtack and like some cinnamon sugar to sprinkle on it if you want, but
I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll do that. And then I go over to the ice box.
The not hot box.
I go over to the not hot box. I pull out a very large, multi-liter sized. God, this is hard. A multi-liter sized green beverage.
Yes.
It's called Mountain Spring. And I prop that down there. That'll be all.
Very well. 10 gold for the lot then.
And one of these, and I go under, and I pull out, like under the counter where all the tchotchkes are, and I pull out a little representation of the mountain.
Oh, okay, sure.
Pull that out. I need to send this to someone.
Oh, okay, sure. And types that into the fantasy cash register that I've decided he has now. No, it's a pneumatic cash register.
Pneumatic cash register.
Pneumatic cash register.
It just hisses.
Exactly.
This might be a little copyright, but you're gonna play some of the music from Steam Heat.
Okay, so you put the Mountain Spring up on the shelf, and he types into the pneumatic cash register. All right, that's going to be 13 gold for the lot.
All right, thank you, sir. And I plop down the gold and gather. Do you have a bag?
It's gonna be one more gold then for that.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
14 gold.
Thank you.
And he gets you a burlap bag with Bo's Dega emblazoned on the side.
Damn it.
He hasn't been here in a while, but god damn it, I love the name. You leave, and you've got the burlap bag over your shoulder. Is there anything else specific that you wanted to do with the rest of your day?
I'm gonna hold off on writing back a letter for the moment, but I do go to the postal service.
Sure.
Locate. I don't know. Wherever.
You take a level back up one more floor, and you're in the main market area right now. This is where the bulk of the hustle and bustle is. Catwalks are crisscrossing everywhere, supporting a lot of different businesses right over where you just were. And you walk to the opposite side of the tower, and built into it there is a giant phoenix emblazoned on the side, which is the logo for the postal service here.
No fantasy UPS, just fantasy postal service.
Exactly. Well, I mean, look, they've got that one. There is fantasy UPS. Its logo is a rock. ROC, not ROCK.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right.
And it's just called Up.
Yeah, it's just Up.
And it's wizards like flying things across places.
How else would you do?
Exactly.
Mountains are hard.
Mountains are so hard.
Yeah. I go in and quickly pull the packaging off the shelf because it's a DIY type thing, and get it put the little mountain tchotchke and package it all up and pay for the appropriate postage.
Okay, it's gonna be. Where are you sending this?
To
Addy. Okay, cool. So it's gonna be 2 gold to get everything sent to Lorata. And you walk up to a very delightfully mustachioed man. Well, good morning, sir. How you doing? I guess it's afternoon now, isn't it?
It is. Well, I don't know. We're inside a mountain.
It's true. I've kind of, I've been working here for a while, so I'm able to kind of tell it by the light outside, and it's looking like it's getting just a little darker out there. So I'm guessing it's about 1 or 2 o'clock.
That is good knowledge to have. Thank you, sir.
You're quite welcome.
I need to send this to Lorata.
2 gold.
Here you go.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That is a delightful mustache.
Thank you. I work hard on it.
Not clearly.
And he takes a little comb out and just combs it a little bit, looking you dead in the eye.
Well, I'm gonna go now.
Have a great day, sir.
Thank you. You too. I leave and go back to where they had left us quarters, and I go back there to wait for the other guys.
Okay. You go back and you fall face first into bed. You are exhausted. You are tired. And you are so happy to be in a proper bed.
That wasn't as earth-shattering as I was afraid of it being, so that was good.
Hey, there's an epilogue to this. hundreds and thousands of miles away, in the city of Bulwark near the top, a dragonborn sits. He's older, a fellow warlock of Zafiir. He sits in his lab, working alone, only his familiar Gimbal to keep him company. Bailit Haram looks around the room and, satisfied with what he sees, reaches for a book and turns over his shoulder.
Gimbal, could you please grab me that thing, you know the thing I'm talking about.
And suddenly, Gimbal's not there. He turns and looks. Gimbal's not there. And his magic is failing. Lights that he keeps charged in the room with his powers, they all dim. Beakers and things that are using his magic to continue experiments, they just fall flat. And he slams open the door into the hallway, and he looks out, and down the hall, other doors are opening. Other warlocks of the deep, warlocks of the sightless seer, all opening their doors. Their magic is failing them. They all run together to meet in a common room, and they're all talking. Other warlocks start to join them. Their magic is fine. Something is going on with the other... It's back. It's all back. As quickly as it left, probably about 5-10 minutes, it was gone, and as quickly as it was gone, it came back, and nobody knows why. Nobody knows why. A few hours later, Bailit Haram is sitting back in his office again, trying to solve the puzzle of what exactly happened when there is a frantic knock at his door. It is one of his fellows, a warlock of the General. It's happened to him now, too. Him and all of his other fellows of the Fiend. Bailit, as a trusted advisor to the King's Royal Council, gathers all of his fellows together. Reminds them that only a few hours ago this happened to him. Something is going on with the patrons. He puts it in his report, documenting the time. Gimbal flies around. He, the familiar that is connected to the sleeping seer itself, does not even know what is going on. After about 15 minutes, it all comes back, once again. And still no one knows why. Thank you for joining us here on Another Path. You can find our website and merch store at anotherpathpodcast.com, on Twitter at anotherpathpod, and on Facebook at facebook.com/anotherpathpodcast. You can support our efforts by donating at patreon.com/anotherpath. Special thanks to our donor, Nathan N., or by giving us a rating and review over on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcatcher will let you. You can find me on Twitter at TQLoudly, Ryan at Ryan_Albrecht, Griffin at Griffcold, and Zach at ThatGuyZachRob. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a new episode, and we'll be back next week with the first episode of Zach and Griffin's Multiversal Pet Shop. But until then, remember, the best rope is made of many threads.